Multiple replacements for New York Yankees manager Aaron Boone have been revealed. As with the New York Yankees struggling mightily and very likely to miss the playoffs, many fans are calling for Aaron Boone's job, with multiple candidates already being revealed to take over as the New York Yankees' next manager. And with all of this going down and a lot of us in agreement that Aaron Boone should be fired, there's a lot to go over. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here. We're going to jump right into things as always. If you guys are part of that 76%, make sure to subscribe to Yankees Digest because we have a lot of good content coming out. We're in the second half of the season. The Yankees are trying to stay alive and stay in the playoff push after being that first seed in the American League East. Now they are down to third. Things are getting really hairy right now, and we need the support now to keep it going. And let's try to get things back on track, but let's also jump into the video because, frankly, I think we all know who the main problem is with this team. He's been an issue before, and now it's really taking over, and that's Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone got a one-year extension onto his contract, and after this season, he very likely could just be let go from the Yankees as they could decide to move in a different direction, avoiding keeping Aaron Boone on a team that he has mismanaged time and time again. See the Nestor Cortez, Freddie Freeman incident, and basically every decision he's made this year. And frankly, he's done enough to where you could definitely say we cannot retain you as the manager. You have made too many errors with this team that we just cannot look past. We're moving in a different direction, and that is exactly what the New York Yankees should be doing. If I'm being honest, I never liked the idea of the Yankees hiring Aaron Boone. I didn't like the idea of getting rid of Joe Girardi. I thought he was a really good manager, and replacing him with Aaron Boone felt like a downgrade, and it's shown to be a downgrade, as the Yankees have one of the best hitters that baseball has seen over the last 25 years, the best hitter since Barry Bonds, yet somehow they are unable to get this man a championship despite the fact that they're the New York Yankees. Even though they're literally the Yankees, the team that would always win and star players will always get rings there, Aaron Judge is now entering that second half, or he's in that second half of his career, and the Yankees are yet to win this man a World Series, and now it's becoming this serious thought. Is Judge ever going to win with the Yankees, or is he going to become by far the greatest Yankee of all time to never win a World Series? And that's a terrifying thought for fans because it would feel like we just completely betrayed Aaron Judge if that is what happens. And because of that, the first move in the right direction is getting rid of Aaron Boone. Now, it was discussed from multiple outlets about this whole situation. As Sports Illustrated said, now that the Yankees are squarely third in the AL East behind the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox, and unsure they'll be able to hang on to their AL wildcard spot, the fan base wants to see heads roll. Boone is a convenient target, as the Yankees are top in the American League in WAR, but still can't seem to win ball games. It's looking like a leadership problem, and yes, you heard that correctly. The Yankees have the best WAR in the American League. But guys, that is not all that they have the best WAR in. The Yankees have the best WAR in baseball. They have the number one WAR in baseball. They have the best WAR in baseball. Yet somehow we're third in the American League East. Somehow the Blue Jays and the Red Sox are ahead of them, and when you look, do you see them in the top five? You see the Blue Jays at fifth. How? How do you pull this off? How can you manage to have the top WAR in baseball, yet still be third in your division? It's not even like you're going to be the third seed. You're third in your division. There's two teams above you. The team with the fifth WAR, and then you have to go down to keep trying to find the Boston Red Sox. Man, what the hell is happening? Well, it's an easy explanation. This is happening. Poor decision making. Poor decision making is happening, and Aaron Boone is the one making the decisions. When you see a stat like that, you realize, okay, it's not the players. So who else could it be? I mean, I know there's problems with Brian Cashman, don't get me wrong, and if you hear those sirens outside, I hope they're going to arrest Aaron Boone for complete malpractice, but I know we have our problems with Cashman. I'm not pretending like we don't. But Cashman put players on this roster. These players, specifically the offense, are playing really well. Given Cashman also hired Aaron Boone, who's awful. He's not just not a good manager. He's one of the worst. That is what that stat proves, is that he's one of the worst managers that baseball has. Yet for some reason, he's been with the Yankees since I was in high school. Dude, I graduated college over 2 years ago. Since I was in high school, Aaron Boone was the manager of this team. They've won nothing in that time. They've made the playoffs. They've made the World Series. And Aaron Boone botched it. You go and you move on. Now, let's jump into these targets because I did not expect that rant to be that long. Now, as mentioned by Christopher Klein, the Yankees aren't exactly known for brave outside-the-box thinking when it comes to hiring managers. This is an organization that's steeped in tradition, and they like to project a sense of organizational continuity. Boone spent a brief amount of time with the Yankees as a player, and Brad Ausmus did not. But he is New York's bench coach, so he's a familiar face in the clubhouse. Ausmus is pretty much your prototypical player turned manager. He didn't have much success in past stops as the head honcho in Detroit and Anaheim, given those teams have, had interesting recent histories. Obviously, Detroit's great now, and they were 10 years ago, but in between, not so much. But he's a former All-Star and Gold Glove catcher. Yankees love catchers with intimate knowledge of how to call a game and quarterback the defense on the field to the extent that any one player can. And that's the thing about Brad Ausmus that I really like, is the fact that, first of all, the Yankees, they love hiring catchers as managers, as we know. So you look at that and it becomes this pretty simple situation where you understand how he could fit in. And yeah, he didn't have a bunch of success in the last two stops, but the Angels have been bad since 2011, and the Tigers, yeah, they definitely had moments with Verlander and Scherzer and that whole team, and then this year again, but in between there were some down years for the Detroit Tigers. And yeah, you could blame Ausmus for sure. I'm not absolving him of blame, but it's not like the Tigers were in super positions to win. And I mean, the Anaheim Angels are just not a good baseball team. You look at the Yankees right now, the pitching obviously is not good. No one's pretending like it's good. Rodon is struggling right now. Fried is struggling right now, that their ERA stays solid. Will Warren's been as good as you could ask Will Warren to be, especially recently. Clark Schmidt, Marcus Stroman, Carlos Carrasco, just not on the team. Alan Winnen's really not on the team. I understand that Clark Schmidt's still on the team, but Tommy John. And then Ryan Yarbrough out with an injury. Cam Schindler, rookie, taken out of nowhere, which is fine that he's got a 4.58 ERA because of that reason. Luis Heels had one game back. I'm really not concerned that he allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. It just does not move me at all because I know what Luis Heel has. We all know what the stuff Luis Heel can bring to the table is. So there's that. But yeah, there is definitely some issues at hand. And when you look at the hitting, here's where things get really annoying. We're going to just disregard Ahmed Rosario, just considering he's had 5 plate appearances, though he's doing well in those 5 plate appearances. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at everyone on this list, the top 11 guys, so 2 to 12, because again, Ahmed Rosario is just kind of there, but only one of them has an OPS under 7. One player, Austin Wells, the catcher, is having an awful year compared to what Austin Wells' standards are. Outside of Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, and Ryan McMahon, everyone else is above average. There's 7 guys above average in OPS this year, above that 750 benchmark. You shouldn't be third in the American League East with that. You just shouldn't, and they are anyway, which is clearly a sign of issues. Now, Ausmus, he coached, or managed, I should say, the Tigers in 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. I don't know why I didn't just say 2014 through 2017. And, I mean, they had years where they were a solid team, don't get me wrong. They finished first. They finished second before, and the other 2 years in between, not so good. But they were never an absolute embarrassment. I mean, their last year they weren't good, but also by 2017, the Tigers roster was falling apart. And then his 1 year with the Angels, I mean, it's 2019, the Anaheim Angels. What are you expecting? So, what are you going to do? But when you also look at the other name we have to bring in, this is the guy who I think a lot of Yankee fans would absolutely love to have, myself included. My pick for the job, as the Miami Marlins and Skip Schumaker parted ways after only 2 seasons together. He led them to 84 wins and a surprise postseason berth in 2023. Then Miami undercut the front office with Kim Engie's firing, and the team fell apart. It's rather difficult to pinpoint exact managerial tendencies in today's game, but Schumaker has proven that he could rally a group of underdogs to outperform expectations. Schumaker, a 10-year MLB veteran and World Series champion, not to mention a former manager of the year, has all the necessary credentials. He's also only 45, so there's a longevity factor that Yankees fans ought to appreciate. And that's the thing. You can go get Skip Schumaker and have him as your manager long term, and that would be absolutely great for this team. You get a young guy. The Yankees clearly want a younger manager who can connect to the players. And on top of that, he's won manager of the year. He's been an excellent manager in the past, and he would have stayed on with the Marlins had Kim Engie not get fired. And on top of of that, when we consider the whole situation that the Marlins are an absolute dumpster fire of an organization, you do have to consider that he made them good for a year when they were supposed to be terrible. And he deserves a lot of credit for that. And I do think he'd fit in really well with the Yankees because he knows how to win. He knows how to win as a player, and he's a good manager. You don't win manager of the year and suck at managing, especially when you're managing the Miami Marlins. So he deserves another chance as a manager. And I think the Yankees, who I honestly do think they will move on from Aaron Boone after this year, especially the trajectory that we're on right now. Skip Schumaker is the guy you look at. I know they don't like to look externally, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but it is who I'd like to see. Obviously, as well, we're going to see some people calling for Don Mattingly, who I would absolutely have zero issue with as well. I wouldn't be shocked if it was Don Mattingly as well, because the Yankee connection and all that. But who do you guys want to see become the Yankees manager after Aaron Boone hopefully gets fired? Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Yankees. I told you guys I wanted Aaron Boone fired. Now you're getting these videos because someone woke me up in the comments. Thank you for that, by the way. Catch you later.